Shan. Today's episode is going to be about going on a date with somebody who has bad breath. Or maybe you went on a date and you had to fart. Or maybe you were on a date and you had to go poo-poo. How did you respond when you did that? When you farted or when you had to go poop? Or how did you respond to their bad breath? Did you tell them that they had bad breath? Today's episode is just going to be fun. We're not going to have any inspiration at the end like I normally do, because the next couple of episodes of my podcast is going to be about dating. Dating, what you want out of a mate, what you can give into a relationship. So I'm just starting the couple of episodes of dating with a fun episode. So I hope you enjoy it and thank you for watching.
I used to be embarrassed about passing gas and going to the bathroom in front of guys until I ended up in the hospital for holding my bowel movements, and because I didn't want to be embarrassed because I was around a guy. But I do have one particular situation. I was dating a guy probably about 2 years, and I had never passed gas around him. I had never pooped around him, and we were laying on the couch having a conversation and joking around, and he went to tickle me and I pooed it. And I put my head under the cover and I actually started crying because I was embarrassed. And he was tickled so bad because he was like, that's a part of life. But I was embarrassed. I literally cried like, I never passed gas around you. I never even pooped around you. This is so embarrassing. He thought it was funny. I was embarrassed though.
Okay, so the question of the day is, have you ever been on a date and you had the bubble guts, or you was put in a situation? Your body has put you in a situation, and I'll be the first to say, I don't recall that ever happening to me, but I will tell you this: I get it over with, okay? From the beginning, bubble guts. If you're going to want me, you got to know all of me. The good, the bad, the ugly, and the bubbles. Okay? I'm not saying you let it all out there. And sometimes you got to be real slick with it. Okay? Because the horrible part about having bubble guts, and you're trying to let it out just a little bit, you run the risk of silence. You run the risk of it being a shootout. You're not sure how it's going to come out, okay? But I will say, get it over with. Give a disclaimer. Not someone that you're dating to death, though, but if it's someone that you think potential, can go somewhere, get it done and over with. Let the good times roll. Let him smell you. He needs to know the truth. So that's my
Going on a date, and ladies, have you had to fart? Have you had to poot? Nope, see, I done messed up again. Today's episode, we are talking about going on a date and you had... Today's episode, we are talking about going on a date and you have to poop, or you have a...
Just stop.
All
Start with bad breath. And then...
All right. Today's episode, we are talking about going on a date with somebody with bad breath. Or ladies, have you ever went on a date and you had to poop? Men fart, ladies poop. Have you had to poop on a date or go take a poop on a date? So I actually went on a date. I was in my early 20s. I went on a date. We went out to eat. I actually went to his house. He lived really far. So I went to his house, hopped in his car. We went out to eat, played pool, had a good time. Went back to his house. I went to hop in my car and I'm like, oh my gosh, I got a boo-boo. I had to boo-boo so bad. I said, can I use your bathroom? So I didn't want to go in his house because I didn't want him to think something was about to go down. But I had to go boo-boo. He lived too far for me to try to wait to get home to boo-boo. And I don't like using public bathrooms to boo-boo unless I absolutely have to. So I actually went in his house to go and boo-boo. And I left out. I tried to, I'm like, okay, let me spray. He gave a couple courtesy flushes. I tried to hurry up and push it out so I wouldn't be in there a long time so he wouldn't know that I was boo-booing. So I'm like, okay, well, let me sit down with him and play it off a little bit. So I sat down with him. And not even 5 minutes later, my stomach was like, nope, you got to go again. I told him, I said, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry, but I got to go to the bathroom. I don't know what's going on with my stomach, what I ate, what's going on. I went to the bathroom like 3 times before I left his house. And when I say I left and I blocked his number and never called again, I was so embarrassed. I couldn't even see him again after that. I was like, I'm done.
Yeah, I would try to go quick too, like trying to go to the bath. When I go to anybody's house, like I'll try to go fast if I have to boo-boo. As fast as I can, courtesy flush, maybe when I'm done, open the door, pretend I was doing my hair or something. That's what was taking me so long.
Right. When you come over my house and you boo-boo, a lot of times I don't smell it, so.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Okay, so I'm in the clear, but I'm also eating better.
Yeah.
So that can change the smell of your doo-doo and the smell of your poops, your farts, the things that you eat, because, I eat a little bit better, so they still a little rough sometimes.
Some people have farts that are very potent. And what I mean by that is they stink really bad and they linger for a very long time. It's like, why am I still smelling it and it's 10 minutes later? Like,
oh, yeah.
When is it going away? So if you have those kind of farts, please be courteous.
Eat better.
Eat better and be courteous. Go to the bathroom and fart and stay in there a couple minutes to let air out of your pants. I think now, being older, grown, it would be different. Now if my stomach is hurting, then I'm gonna be like, my stomach is tore up. I don't know what I ate or what happened, but I gotta go. I'm sorry. I give some courtesy flushes.
Of course, a first date, you want to have that good image, so you ain't trying to be doodling. One time I was in a car. I had just met him. I was downtown. I always remember I had on this cute dress. I was fine, okay? So I'm a little turned up. I got in the car with him because he was going to drive me to my car. Got in the car with him. I had to poo. I was buzzing. When I pooed it, I sharted. Oh. And when I sharted, I had on white.
Oh my God. So embarrassing.
When I got out the car, but he heard the fart, so he giggled or whatever. He didn't call me after that, so I knew he felt a certain type of way. But when I got out the car, like I got out with my butt first, and my homegirls told me that I had brown on my pants.
Moral of the story: don't get buzzed when you go on the first date.
And don't poop. Now, I can taste when my breath is not cool. Like, if you can't taste that, you got a problem. You need to work on something because you could taste it. So I was talking to somebody and he was real cute. He was my friend first, and I didn't really notice his breath. And then I started noticing his breath once summer came. We in the car, it's hot, when it's heat, you can really smell stuff. So I'm in the car like, is that his breath? Looking over at him like, that's not your breath. I'm thinking this in my head. So this was back when I think MySpace was up. I had made a fake MySpace and I had wrote him like, your breath stink. You need to eat some gum. And he never knew it was me. Ever since then, he always had gum.
You didn't feel comfortable enough to tell him his breath stunk?
You know, I've told him before. I didn't tell him like, "Oh, your breath," but like I've offered him gum, and he's taking it. I've offered him gum more than once. Like, so at that time, I didn't know how to really. It was either nice or real mean. And that was gonna be real mean if I'm like, okay, your breath stink. So I just did it the nice way and made a fake page.
There's some bad breath differences here. Okay. Now you have like a halitosis bad breath where, to me, somebody with halitosis. Now, okay, I'm about to be real here. I had a tooth, I think it's on this side, where somebody with halitosis actually told me this. I ain't gonna say their names, but somebody who has halitosis, I think you know who I'm talking about, and consistent bad breath. She told me, she was like, I had a problem because her front tooth was a cap, and the cap needed to be replaced because her gums was exposed, and because the gums was exposed, food was getting down in there. So if she didn't floss regularly, it gave her halitosis. Because I'm like, girl, you're not smelling good right now. I'm gonna need you to, here, I'm gonna give you some gum, but you're not smelling good. And she finally told me what it was. And so I'm like, okay, now I can taste when my breath is bad. I don't know how people can't taste or smell when their breath is bad, but I can. And so I was like, my breath ain't smelling too cool. And it ain't smelling like I had onions or nothing like that.
Right.
It was smelling like halitosis, like boo-boo. And I'm like, oh, what is going on with my mouth? And when she told me that, I have a cap. And that was the issue, because when I got my flosser and I flossed, I smelled the flosser like, oh, Lord, I'm terrible right now. So I had to get that situated, because I'm not walking around with no bad breath. So I think you have halitosis bad breath. Then you have people who have onion bad breath, where they didn't ate something and their breath just stink from eating. And then you have people who breath just smell like a coal. Have you ever smelled somebody's breath? And
Yeah, or just like a bunch of spit in their mouth, like spit mouth. Yeah. Okay, so I had that same experience with the cap on my tooth. I had a temporary cap on my tooth for like a year. You're only supposed to have a temporary cap on your tooth for like a month.
Right.
So over time, I'm like, okay, my breath has never smelled this way before. What's going on? I finally went to the dentist. When they pulled that cap off, I didn't know what I was eating. But it wasn't good. I should have stuck to lettuce or something. I don't know.
My gosh.
But the couple people, I've smelled people with like spit breath, which can be controlled. But I've smelled halitosis before. And it's very hard to deal with, because it feels like you want to throw up every time you get a whiff of it.
Yeah. Me, I don't think I could ever date a person with halitosis, only because when I get married, because I'm single, but when I get married, I'm a kisser. I'm a kisser. So that's why I can't smoke. No, not smoke. That's why I can't date nobody who smoke. And I don't want to date nobody who have halitosis breath, because when I go to kiss you and I'm smelling smoke and halitosis and tasting smoke and halitosis, I can't do it.
Yeah, exactly.
And do you think that might be the issue for most people with halitosis? Maybe they having some dental issues and they don't go to the dentist as often? Because I'm gonna need you to go to the dentist every 6 months, like you're supposed to. I'm a teeth person. You got to have some nice choppers. You know, I hear it can come from gum disease. It could come from like our experiences, the caps in our mouth. But halitosis is never a good thing. Rather, it's onion breath, but onion breath is temporary. Onion breath. I don't know why I say breath, but onion breath is temporary because it's only what you eat. However, the cold breath? There's so many people that have that cold breath. And it's annoying, because it's like, how do you get rid of that? That it just smells like outside, outdoors. Just, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think that people need to purchase a tongue scraper. A lot of people, you brush your teeth. A lot of people don't sit there and scrape their tongue.
A lot of toothbrushes nowadays have the scrubber on the back of the toothbrush.
Yeah.
And then can we brush for longer than 30 seconds, people? Because I don't think you're brushing good in just 30 seconds.
People should just take advantage of if you can't buy a tongue scraper, take advantage of the scraper on the toothbrush. Use it. You may gag a little bit. You better gag. Deal with it. Scrape your tongue.
Yes. And go to the dentist.
Right.
Why are we going to the dentist?
Yeah, and if you don't have insurance, they only charge you like $60 to get a teeth cleaning with no insurance. Go to the dentist.
Mm-hmm. Yes, people, let's go to the dentist.
Throw a couple floss sticks in there. If you're not scraping your tongue, like, do something.
That tongue is important. Let's get our tongues together, people. And especially you people that are out here kissing folks can get your tongues together.
Yeah.
But the bad breath thing, I think, is the worst of all. Especially when people don't know. If you don't know you have bad breath, that's a problem. Bad breath can come from when your mouth is dry.
Exactly.
Or drinking anything. And I think sometimes I'll have that because, like now, I haven't had nothing to eat at all today. I just been drinking water and I had some coffee.
No, you got to lick your hand, then smell it. This part.
It don't stink right now. But it's drinking a lot of water, so it don't stink.
Oh, yeah.
But I can taste my breath when it stink. The problem is people that don't know it stink. Why I gotta tell you your breath stink? Yes, so let's take care of our mouths, people.
Yes.
Take care of them, hit the dentist, let's scrub our tongues. Let's make sure we're getting the back of our teeth. There's some people I see, they just do one of these real quick. You ain't getting the backs of your teeth. Can we get everything?
All that.
Get your whole mouth has to be washed when you're cleaning. And also get you some gingivitis mouthwash and stuff, and let's gargle. You can gargle. I use Listerine in the morning and I use Act at night.
Oh, hey.
So there
we go.
Yes. And I
We got the answers.
So summing everything up, we're going to brush our entire mouth, tongue, teeth, roof of your mouth, everything. And let's just be honest, when we got to fart, boo-boo.
Yeah.
And if somebody got bad breath, tell them they got bad breath, because there's a lot of people out here who don't know their breath stink. So you are the first person coming in contact with this person with stinky breath. And if nobody is telling them, they're going to continue to walk around with stinky breath. So let's tell people when their breath stinks.
Sour breath.
I don't know how to say it without you both being embarrassed, but it needs to be said.
Right.
That's the moral. All right. Thank you for coming on, Shay.
Yes, of course.
All right.
All right. I'm about to go brush my teeth.
You and me both. So there's no true inspiration to this except for go to the dentist regularly. When you're brushing your teeth, brush your entire mouth. Let's get your tongue, let's get the back of your teeth, let's get your gums, everything. And brush your entire mouth. And brush for at least 60 seconds. Floss, gargle, get your mouth together. People shouldn't have to tell you that your breath stink. You should be able to taste it yourself. Let's get it together, guys. Let's keep our mouth fresh and clean. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Please come back on the next episode. We are discussing dating, what you want from a man or a woman, and what you can give into a relationship as well. Dating is not always about take. What can you give into a relationship? So that's why I had today's episode, because it's just a fun episode about the beginning parts of dating. I hope you enjoyed it.